Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my podcast. We have a special guest today. We have Niko from Fragments. Hi Niko.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so how you been doing with all this COVID and lockdown and everything?
I've been practicing recording my own vocals and doing graphic designs and just sleeping the whole day. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically that's it.
so this situation with all this chaos and everything, are you getting any inspiration for new songs or new ideas?
Actually, yeah. Uh, about what's happening around us and all of this anti-terror bill and incom- incompetency on the government handling this COVID-19 situation is kind of fucked up. So I'm getting some inspirations in writing from those kind of things, but I'm trying to not to be so straightforward about it. So I'm trying to uh, make some adjustments or symbolize or use symbolism in writing on for those stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, of course, I really don't talk about politics that much. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, but
Yeah, it's a pain
because
in the ass.
yeah, it's because it's sometimes it ruins friendships and everything, right? People will start get offended if you say something, and
Yeah,
yeah, so it's a very terrible time to be actually talking about politics.
actually, it's so hard to speak up because everyone has it's everyone has his or her own opinion about it, and everyone thinks they know a lot or really know about what's happening.
Right.
But truth is, they just only seeing what's the media is showing them and what social media is just showing them. They haven't like so what's really happening on the streets and uh, most of us doesn't know if what the media is telling us is real or not, or just plain fake news or something like that.
Yeah. So Nico, I think I've seen you like many times in the gigs because you shoot the concert photos also, right? So I've seen you many times,
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw you last time was last year when you guys performed. That's the first time I saw you guys perform in the
Mm-hmm.
Finite Fest,
Mm-hmm.
2019. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, before we talk about Fragments, can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and then your earliest memories of music?
Mm. Childhood. I only remember on bits of it, but uh, I'm really not into music when I was like around 10 or 9.
Right.
I'm really not interested in doing music. I just wanna play and do shit like play video games and stuff. But uh, I what's the question again?
Your memories, earliest memories of music. What music when you first
Music.
started listening? Yeah.
Like uh, I think uh, the first bands that I heard is Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi because my dad and my uncle is playing those bands here when I was a kid.
Mm.
So yeah, pretty much those two started my uh, my interest in music.
Okay. So what were the bands that you really got into? Like really you liked later on?
Hmm. After that, I began discovering uh, Slipknot, Bullet for a Valentine,
Mm.
Avenged Sevenfold, Misery Signals, and Thursday,
Right.
and then a bit of uh, Job for a Cowboy. I was uh, first year or second year high school, I think, when I discovered those bands. So yeah.
So, when did you first had the idea that you want to you know form the band or you want to perform?
Hmm. I'm really I'm not sure about this, but when I was in first year high school, we just my friends goes to this studio near our school, and I'll come with them and just hang out, and then it think uh, made me think or made me or put some interest in me to play to try and play bass or guitar for a bit, but uh I kind of forgot how how it started. Hmm. Can't recall it.
So how did the fragments came together?
Ah, uh, my high school friend Jason and I was in a band since high school, and we formed Saving the Dying Hope in 2012, I think.
Right.
And then uh, he quitted, and then uh, I I became no, wait, it's not that. Jason quit after a year in Saving a Dying Hope,
Mm.
and then uh, 5 or 4 years later, I think, we formed Fragments in 2017. And then basically, Fragments is just going to be a internet band where we're just gonna create and then release music online. Uh, no gigs, uh, no physical presence or like no shows.
Right.
We're just going to re- release and then just do it, make it that way. Because we don't have a drummer and the bassist uh, back then. It's just the three of us, me,
Right.
Jason, and Carl. So that's the idea 3 years ago.
And then how that changed to actually you guys actually performing shows?
Uh, our we got a slot from 2018, I think. If we played a small show at Eat and Run, if you know the place. Um, I think we just try if we could play the songs that we created, and then see if uh, we could find members that would actually be interested in playing with us. So we got Pierre from Full Pledge Revenge and Victor from Ampon for bass
Right.
for 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 that for that show. But the plan was the two of them are going to be with us permanently in songwriting and everything.
Right.
And then I think after that, a couple of months or weeks, Victor left, and then we got Felix on bass, and uh, we started writing more songs with Felix, and then with Pierre getting mad at us for putting blast beats on our songs. Yeah, so
So, so Niko,
yeah.
what was the first song you guys wrote?
First song
Yeah.
first song that we wrote was In the Name of, and then we wrote Chernobyl,
Mm.
and then there's another one, and then Heaven's Gate, and then we have like three more that follow after that.
Right. So, what are the bands that really influence your sound, fragment sound?
For Fragments,
Yeah.
mostly death metal and a bit of metalcore, like Die Art is Murder, what's this band? Uh, Death a bit, and then text for lyrics and a bit of, I forgot the first batch of bands that the Black Dahlia Murder.
Mm.
In the before we really got into the metalcore sound, or like speaking to it.
Mm. So what I notice is when I listen to fragments, your songs, I kind of reminded of two bands. One is Architects, and then the other one is Bring Me the
Mm-hmm.
Horizon. So,
Mm-hmm.
are you guys fans of these bands?
Uh, I am a big fan of those two, but I think three of three three or two of my bandmates aren't even a fan of those two at all.
Right.
Uh, it 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 sounded DMTH for most of the vocals, because I think I'm having a hard time like pronouncing the words because I'm part list. I can't pronounce S, T, H, P, and B properly, and I'm eating most of my words.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind. I think that's not fucked up, but it's kind of a problem for me. But I'm trying to improve or get around it if I could make it more clear or something like that in pronouncing. But I'm just screaming, so whatever I say or shout at the mic won't even be understood by ordinary people listening, or yeah, basically like that.
So, this BMTH, they released this 2019 album, Amo, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people were pissed with that. A lot of fans were like
Yeah,
saying that they're going on pop. Were you disappointed, or you still like that album?
I'm actually not disappointed by it because I already know that they're going to that kind of direction.
Mm,
But I would listen to this album than That's the Spirit, because this is more catchier than that, and I've been playing this album for quite a while for now.
mm. Yeah, because I mean I still liked it also because there were a couple of good songs, and then they actually
Mm-hmm.
did a song with Danny Filth of Cradle of Filth, right,
Mm-hmm.
on that album.
That song is actually heavy.
Yeah,
Like, I think that's the heaviest one in that album,
yeah.
or no, I'm not sure.
I think also Mantra, right? There was a song called Mantra.
Mm-hmm.
So, with because of Danny Field. So, what is this? I always see you with like with Cradle of Filth shirts, and you're performing with this, and then all the photos. What's this obsession with Cradle of Filth?
Uh, Nothing really. I'm just into this whole black metal inspired look or aesthetic. But
Right.
don't get me wrong. I'm listening to black metal bands like Dark Throne, Mayhem, and Cradlefield.
Mm.
But uh, I'm not gonna wear another metalcore band shirt that I don't listen to.
Right.
And wearing black metal shirt with a huge Jesus is a cunt in it. I just wanna piss people off or intimidate them at least.
So this sort of I mean, sort of a perception that you put out is like you're anti-religious, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
you guys are atheist or whatever. So is that or satanic or whatever? Is that the case, or it's just all show?
uh, Part of, but I think uh, one reason why I, we are doing this is we want to intimidate people. We want to make them curious on what Fragments is about. That we're not just uh, an antichrist
Mm,
or a satanic band. Uh, we're so much more than that, and uh, I think having this antichrist or satanic image uh, can can also make a lot of confusion in most of our listeners, because why are these guys even wearing or promoting like this
mm,
kind of stuff? They're not even black metal. They're not even like wearing corpse paint or something shitty. They're
right.
just a metalcore band which is trying to be edgy, something like that. But uh, we know what we're writing about. We know what uh, we're projecting. We know what we're doing, and we can back it up 100%.
Mm,
So we wanna show everyone that we don't actually care what they think about us, or uh, we don't want to create uh, like a barrier, or uh, you know this word, uh, filter in writing our lyrics. Uh, we want it to be so straight to the point, and we don't want to make another cheesy song, or we just want to write songs that we feel angry about, we feel uh, mad about, or a song that uh, fun to play live, or just listen to it.
Mm. So actually, I mean that what you guys are doing is actually working, because, for example, I got interested because of that, probably because of that Cradle of Filth shirt. So then I go and check YouTube, and then I start
Mm.
seeing your videos.
I mean, uh, listening to Kid also made me like wanna write stuff or lyrics like based on what Cradle of Filth is doing,
Mm.
because I like how they do this black metal thing, but they're not really black metal. In fact, there's a lot of black metal bands that are pissed at them because they're not really black, I think.
Yes, correct.
So yeah, like it's all about the image. So yeah.
Right. So, talking about your song, so you guys first put out In the Name. Can you tell me a little bit about that song? What is it about?
uh, the song's about I we wrote that song last, like, a couple of years ago, where we're in there's some war that's been happening in Syria. So we wrote uh In the Name is like going on a war of terror in the name of God, like something
Mm.
like that. Like, uh why would you go on war and use God as the main, or the light, the lighter to ignite the war that you're going to with, especially in the Middle East. And then it's like there's this lyric part where uh no solace, everything chaotic. Soldiers march through the east. Through the east means like in the Middle East, like for that part. And then also this war on terror, all in the name of God. It doesn't make sense for me,
Mm.
because you're going on a war with God, but God doesn't really promote or even tell you to go to war, right?
Right.
So it's kind of funny, or kind of mess up, using God as the main thing to go to war, really.
Yeah. Like the same way, like you will say you go to war because you want to bring peace or something.
Yeah,
Same thing. But I noticed that
yeah,
recently nobody's really talking about the Middle East wars, right?
yeah.
They all
Uh,
forget about it
people
already.
they're busy at protests and COVID and China. Like,
Right.
everyone's eyes is at China right now.
Yeah. I think the one of my favorite videos of you guys put out is Chernobyl. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, why Chernobyl? Why? What's the inspiration to like name that song as Chernobyl?
Uh, we we use that that name because it the song basically kind of symbolizes what happened in Chernobyl,
Mm.
like the disaster, the nuclear disaster, and shit. Uh, Basically, the song is about uh destroying the environment and not taking care of it, and if we if we keep on creating these errors, uh, we might just end up like a big Chernobyl, especially with nuclear and nuclear war, or just uh, fucking up the nuclear thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. I mean it can be very quick, like because everybody is now nuclear. They have weapons, right? China has nuclear, and then US
Mm-hmm.
has nuclear. Everybody has. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's yeah. Have you seen this? There's a this. I heard that it's really good. The Chernobyl documentary
The
on Netflix.
miniseries, yeah,
Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
actually
I
seen it,
actually
but
watch it.
they said it's really good documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Also, the song also tackles about environment disasters, like general environmental disasters, because it brings it it brings permanent damage to our planet,
mm,
and uh, w- we're not just the ones that are going to suffer on it. Also, the people or the young ones are going to suffer also with this failures and stuff.
mm.
So yep.
So do you consider yourself like I mean the towards environment, saving the environment?
Like an environmentalist.
Yeah.
I think not, because I'm not really going out there and showing my support,
Mm,
but uh, I just want to make people uh, be aware and have an idea on what's happening. I don't wanna shove my belief into their ass, and or shove that they should take care of this and that. It won't work that way, I think, because they have to like realize it by themselves and not
right.
wait and not let people command or force them to do this, do that, or save the environment. If you want it, then go. But if you want it, then it's fine. It's good. If you don't want it, then don't. It's up to you if you wanna if you wanna
Mm.
be part of the problem or not. So,
So it's more of an individual choice and individual responsibility, right?
mm,
Um, yeah. So what I want to ask Nico, so what I know is when I see you when you're shooting photographs and stuff in the concerts and stuff, you're very like I feel like you're a very quiet person, but when you get on stage, you like transform to like a beast. So Where do you get that energy to
Well,
like perform like that? Or what
ah,
do you channel? You channel your anger or what?
before it was anger, but when you're like growing up and shit, you just wanna like put on a good show and uh make you want to see your band more. So you have to like really move and connect with everyone in 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 in, in the space. So yeah, sometimes I still like I feel that I'm really growing old because I'm having I'm losing my breath at some shows, especially when we're playing fast songs. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think the most recent single you put out is which really I was really liked it, the Heaven's Gate. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Why? What's
yeah, because I was really in those days when I was really into these cults and everything. Like, I read about those
mm-hmm.
things, and then Heaven's Gate was one of
Mm-hmm.
them, and then Charles Manson, and then who's this
Mm-hmm.
other one, the Japanese one, Shoko Asahara. Those subway. There was a
Uh,
subway attack, gas attack in Tokyo, I think.
yeah, but
So
I don't know the Japanese code did that. I just heard of the subway attack, but I haven't like really get into it that much.
yeah, I think it's
I think I just watch it on YouTube or
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, how's the idea for this song? Really, is it really about? I mean,
Charles Manson.
uh,
Nope.
is the song really about like people blindly following like a cult type behavior, or what is this about?
Yeah,
Did I get it right?
yeah. You got it right, but we just we just use Heaven's Gate because that's the most identifiable or most significant symbol that I could like connected or relate the song to.
Hmm.
Also, uh, Heaven's Gate is a cult that did mass suicide in the back in the 90s. So it's kind of fucked up because of a comet. Many people like
Hmm.
died by committing mass suicide and shit. Like Christ is going to get them.
Yeah, yeah. So they said that they have to suicide, so they will be going to heaven, right? Uh,
Yeah, they have to do it when Halley's comet, I think,
yes.
pass by Earth, and then that's it.
I mean, why
But
is it?
the song,
Yeah. Right.
the song really is about uh, people blindly following religion or just using God to manipulate a lot of people or fanatics even believing that uh, a saint's madness is kind of or can be considered as a miracle, but in fact they're just lunatics
Mm,
or just plainly going mental with their lives or shit.
yeah. I mean, I think we can see a lot of examples in the Philippines, but I don't want to say it, but because it's not just religion, right? Because people would just blindly
Mhm.
follow like leaders. They will follow
Yeah,
like community leaders or whatever, and they will
Mm-hmm.
try to justify their actions because they like the guy or they like person. So it's actually kind of cult, right? Because they're
Mm-hmm.
conditioned to just accept if it is coming from that person, it is good, but if that the same thing comes from a different person, it's bad. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really what I feel.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people here,
But really,
and it, it
yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, Nico, go ahead.
It's hard to talk about religion in our country. We
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we could we could get something. We could get our ass kicked here.
Yes, yes, yes. What I was saying, when I saw
Mm-hmm.
because you in the video you use some of like the images of from the heavens cult videos, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of matched with, because even when I look at the heavens cult logo, it feels like it can easily fit on a Fragments like logo, right?
Like the keyhole
Yes,
and
like
the colors.
right.
Yeah.
So they were very forward thinking in that sense, because so Nico, who directs these videos that you guys put out? Is it you?
Me. Yeah. I directed the video, and Ismail helped me with it. He's also my co-director in this video.
Right. So this is
We
Ismael Salvador, right?
mm, uh, we actually have a lot of videos did for Fragments already.
Mm,
The two of us, and we're making another one to be released like in a few weeks or so.
right. So how did this collaboration happen with the guitarist from Ford,
Uh,
Kento
uh-huh.
Koshikawa?
Mm-hmm.
How did that
Uh,
happen?
he was their original vocalist, I think. Like uh, I met him a couple of years ago in Taiwan.
Mm,
They were opening for While She Sleeps, and I was shooting for them, and then we connected after that, and then established like a good friendship. And then there's when we're finalizing Heaven's Gate, I told my mates to that we should have someone uh, do guest vocals for this, because there's this part that's really aimed for a guest vocals for that song, I think, for that certain part. And then uh, Kento's vocals really fit, because it's not uh, it's not that high, it's not that low, or his range is just the same. It's almost the same as my range. So we wanted we wanted it to yeah, we decided to be Kento to do the vocals.
right. So it felt like it was a really good fit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Nico, I know that one of the other things that you do is you shoot concerts. So can you tell me a little bit about some of the artists you shoot, some festivals and shows that you shoot?
Mm. Um, I always email like random artists, or artists that I that I saw that's doing a show here or like around Asia.
Right.
And I started doing that with uh While She Sleeps, and then Turn Over. Who else? Uh, who's this last band that I should? Don Broco. Like
Mm.
if you know them. Um, I basically like just politely asked them if I could shoot for them with for free, and then what I asked is if they could just give me uh, a photo pass just to shoot to officially shoot them, because it's hard getting proper credentials here,
Mm.
and organizers doesn't really trust you because you're Pinoy and you're just here. They have this thinking that you're just here to get in for free, but that's not the case. Would I shoot this band if even though I really don't like their music, or would shit, I got lost. I'm having wait up.
So which shows did you shoot? While She Sleeps, you shoot in Taiwan, right?
Yeah, but before that, uh, I got to shoot them in Singapore with Bring Me the Horizon,
Mm.
like a year before, I think, before that Taiwan show happened. And
Right.
then that basically started my professional shooting as a music photographer. And then, yeah, I also got Crystal Lake
Mm.
to shoot to, and then we did karaoke after that. So that's kind of fun.
So was that in the SummerSlam? They when they came to SummerSlam,
Yeah,
right?
when they did SummerSlam.
Right. So, Nico, you're also part of the Finite Fam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do in Finite Fam?
I do uh, part art director, part photographer, and then kinda show organizer. Basically, I'm the four of us. I mean, the five of us are basically all over. Like, we're passing work to each other if someone's free or someone's not busy.
Mm.
That's what we've been doing, because most of us, the four of us, knows how to do graphics and other multimedia collaterals and stuff. But uh, and Karen really knows how to do her stuff, like how to organize or how to contact and
Mm.
who to contact.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I had Karen on this podcast already, and we talk about putting up the Finite Fest and all this
Mm-hmm.
all these challenges, and putting up a show
And,
in the Philippines, uh, and also Finite Fam put out. You guys are putting out an online magazine, right? Finite Sign. I
mm-hmm.
saw that you put out the second issue.
Uh-huh.
So what?
Uh,
Yeah.
I think finite lean is just for fun,
Mm.
and to exercise our graphic skills, because uh, this quarantine is making us lazy as fuck, and we don't have any content to produce. Like, we don't have any bands to feature for our artist of the month because we can't shoot outside. We can't do shit outside.
Right.
We can't even do shows. So Finite is kind of dead if we don't do something in this quarantine.
Right.
Mm.
That's cool. That's actually good. I saw you had. I think you posted in your Facebook like all these contributions you did, right? I saw Annalene and
Mm-hmm.
all this other
Mm-hmm.
stuff that you did. So Nico, what can we expect from Fragments? Uh, maybe this rest of 2020 or early 2021. What can we expect from Fragments?
Uh, a new song in a couple of weeks, and
Cool.
then
Good.
uh, merch line, and then uh, we'll try to release a music video like for at the end of the year if we can go outside already or something. And then hopefully an album like early 2021 or whenever whenever we can do shows or have proper timeline to release it because we, uh, we're still observing this quarantine thingy because it could get
Right.
extended for a long period of time.
Right. Yeah. So Nico, anybody you want to shout out to?
Shout out to my bandmates at Fragments, Finite Fam, and to my friends that are listening to this podcast. Yeah.
So Nico, thanks for doing this. So keep making
Thanks for
music
having me,
and
man.
yeah, of course. So
Mm.
and then put out these awesome videos and put out stuff
You
so
do.
people can think stuff that people have to think about.
Think about.
Yeah. So thanks,
Mhm.
Nico. So
Yeah, man. Thanks.
hopefully we can see you go out soon and maybe have a show.
Yeah, I haven't gone out for 3 months already.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See you, man.
Right, man. Thanks.